we have to have a benchmarking question to ask ourselves every day. And I think the question that I like asking is, do I make sure everyone around me feels noticed, affirmed, and needed? So noticing, some practices around noticing people. Noticing is not the same as knowing people. I mean, you can know your best friend, know your team members, but not notice that they're suffering. Noticing is the deliberate act of seeing and recognizing people's personal details, the nuances and the ebbs and flows of their life, and then offering a proactive action to help. One leader that I worked with, on Friday, she would write down all of her team members' names. She would write down one personal thing she heard them talk about that week, whether it's they were going on vacation, a kid starting a new sport, or they were struggling on a work project. And then on Monday morning, she started her week by going through that list and then scheduling 3-minute check-ins with each of them. And she would bring up that personal detail, right? I mean, and these workers, they said they were in a distribution center. They would say things like, we would do anything for her. She just gets us. But what's powerful is she made it a practice. You don't have to create a logbook on people's personal lives if that doesn't work for you. But the key is that it's deliberate, right? It's deliberate and it's scheduled and it's a practice. Think about the people you might need to notice more. These could be the high performers that are just really steady. You haven't asked them how they are in a long time. These could be the people that you may not vibe with, you may not like. They may be difficult. And we tend to do the opposite of what those people need. And we tend to avoid them, not CC them on emails, which is psychologically the opposite thing that they usually need.
Exactly.
So one of the things I always remind myself is to schedule your good intentions. I'm the best person in the world when I'm out walking my dog. I think about all the people I should thank. All the letters I should write. But then when I get back to my office, right, it's like, here's the to-do list, put it on your calendar. The other thing you could do is just anytime you say thank you, go one step further and show people the difference that they make and how they make it. Specificity is so powerful. So have a rule for yourself. Like anytime you say thank you or good job, name the strengths the person used, their unique strengths, and tell them a story. Tell them the real story of how what they did made a difference for you or somebody else.
Why it's important, right?
Why we're really bad at saying thank you. I found we just say, hey, thanks. And then it becomes just a routine, but really be specific. And then the final piece is making sure people feel needed. Use these 5 words. If it wasn't for you, right? If it wasn't for you, this wouldn't happen. Really, human beings are at their best when they're needed. And when people feel replaceable, they'll act replaceable. But when people feel irreplaceable, they will act irreplaceable. They'll show up, they'll commit. But it's so interesting to see how often we lapse in showing people and telling people how we need them